Uh-oh. Let's go. Let's go. Have you ever seen a real black person? You only seen shades of brown. Have you ever seen a black person? See, we got to get this out here. This all you seen right here. This all you done seen. If you tuning in to this beam out, you in the right place. You in the right place. It's the reason why you here right now. It's the reason why you here. It's the reason why you here right now. Cause we gotta go ahead and get it out there. Let me show y'all something. This is what we used to look like. We dripped in gold. You see that gold? You see that? See that? See, this is what we used to drip like this. Nah, you got dudes wearing dresses, nail polish. This is what we used to drip like. Look at this. We used to drip so hard. We used to be out here like this. And you know where these images is located? These images is located in Germany, all around the world. See that? PeekaBoo. PeekaBoo. See this? All around the world, these images is located. But we over here in the Americas thinking we weren't like this. We over here thinking we weren't built like this. Peace and love to all the Moors out there, man. All the Asiatics. All the critical thinkers. Hey. Listen, man. You gonna want to share this beam out. Trust me. You gonna want to share this out. Look. So I'm sure by now y'all seen this video that's been spinning around going viral. Where you got this so-called Dominican chick. She talking to her father, right? And how I don't know if she playing with her father or not, but she telling her father like, Poppy, you black. And her father like, I'm not black. I'm Dominican. See, one thing is for certain right now. The time is here. It ain't coming. It's here. People now are gonna have to pick a side. If you on the fence, you're not really trying to say who you are, where you come from, what your nationality is, you on the other side. As far as you wonder, like people be wondering why their relationships be failing. People be wondering why their finances just be burning a hole in their pocket. People be wondering like, man, why is it that it seemed like so-called black people is just cursed or something? Like, what is it? Why these Europeans keep coming up? Why these Asians keep coming up? Why these Africans and these other people that come to the Americas, why they keep coming up? And it seems like we just stuck here. It's not the fact that our people is cursed. It's the fact that we keep using curse words on ourselves. This is the problem and the solution. Look at this. Let me show y'all this. Problem, solution. You want to actually do something? Today? I'm talking about today. I ain't talking about tomorrow. I'm talking about today. Check this out. Let me show you this.
You're black.
I'm not black, I'm blue.
Papa, you're black.
No, I'm not black, I'm blue.
Papa, you're not Dominican, you black.
I'm not black, I'm blue.
You Dominican, I'm black.
No, I'm not black, I'm blue.
Okay. Black,
I'm not
Papa.
black.
Listen.
Papa, you're black.
I'm not black, I'm blue.
Papa, you're black.
No, I'm not black, I'm blue.
Papa, you're not Dominican, you black.
I'm not black, I'm blue.
You Dominican, I'm black.
Okay, so she probably doing like a skit with him or something like that. Ain't no telling. Know what I'm saying? That's her pops. You see her. She telling him that he black. He telling her, no, I'm not black. I'm Dominican. The reason why this is significant, and this is pivotal right now. This conversation. If you're not having this kind of conversation, you just out here like an NPC. You just really like a walking dead. Because you wondering and you complaining why certain nationalities keep coming up. And it seems like so-called black people just stay stuck in the same place. Killing each other, hating on each other, watching toxic TV shows. and all that, being greedy towards each other and all that. This is the solution. The solution is this right here. Look, you got to know where you come from. You don't know where you come from, you ain't gonna never know where you gonna be headed. You never know where you going if you don't know where you come from. So look, the name Negro, all right? Let's look at this word Negro. Because people get it confused and they be thinking like, well, I'm going to say I'm a black person. I'm an African American. I'm not going to say I'm a Negro. See, the reason why we got to look at something called etymology and semantics. People look at semantics is like they trying to play with words. But if you crack open a dictionary, like this one right here, Scott Forsman's Advanced Dictionary, book reference, if you crack this open, right, and you go to the word semantics. See, we don't get taught from kindergarten to whatever age of college you went to. We don't get taught these basic instructions. Like, if you confused about a definition, go to a dictionary. Don't guess what the word mean. Find out what the word mean. So let's find out what this word mean right here. The word is semantics, because semantics get a bad rep. What does semantics mean? Semantics, it's a noun. Oh, let's go above that. Let's go to semantic. It's an adjective having to do with the meaning of words. What? That's semantic? Having to do with semantics. Let's go down here to semantics, right? Semantics, it's a noun. The scientific study of the meanings and the development of meanings of words. So all we talking about is a scientific study of the meanings of words and the development of these words, right? But semantics, people to throw that word around like, oh, you just using semantics, cush. Y'all just using semantics. You supposed to use semantics, genius. Because semantics is the scientific study of meanings and development of words. We supposed to use semantics. This is the crazy part. And then we go right here. Now, remember old girl, the Dominican chick, right? Remember the Dominican chick. She telling her pops like, nah, Poppy, you Dominican. No, she like, you black. Right? You black. He like, no. I'm not black. Have you ever seen a real person that's black? Only shades of brown skins. Bob Marley. He's not black. He copper complexion. Manson. He's not white. He's a pale skin. Now let's go a little further. This is black right here. Don't tell me, hey, I seen somebody on TV, fam. I seen somebody before who looked like this. No, sir. You capping. You've never seen nobody walk down the street, on a magazine, on TV, nowhere that was this color. Jet black, onyx, raven, ore, charcoal, ebony. You know what I'm saying? Jade, obsidian. You ain't never seen nobody this color. We not talking about shades. We talking about somebody standing right next to you. Right next to you. And even the darkest people over there in so-called Africa, they ain't even this dark. So don't even come over here with that. I'm talking about the color of ink. This is what I'm talking about. Now see, this is why we got to do the history. This is why you do the history, because not knowing that this word semantics is actually a good thing. Hold up. This is actually a good thing. Hold up. I was feeling that beat earlier. Hold up. Where we at? I was feeling that beat earlier. Let me go back here. Let's go ahead and turn it up. So if you go right here to semantics, exactly, more. If you go to semantics, we've been conditioned and brainwashed to think like semantics is bogus. Nah, semantics is a good thing because it has to do with the meanings of words. How many people do y'all know? Like real life. How many people y'all know? Like they be bragging like, oh, I've been to college. I went to college. I got degrees all over my wall. You know people like that, right? But when it come to basic meanings of words, they lost in the sauce. They'd rather argue you down than listen to what you talking about because they got that college degree or degrees. See, them kind of people, they colonized. I'm talking about completely taken over by the college system. They gone. And the only way they gonna come back is if they have a real life experience that trigger them to come back and open their brain back up. So check this out. Look at this right here. Now, Noble Drew Ali the Prophet, in case you don't know, here is right here. This information is needed all around the planet right now because there's so much hatred towards other people. We think it's multiple races out here. We think we've been conditioned to think like, nah, it's white people and black people and brown people. Nah, man. Nah, this why it's needed right now. Cause it's at a boiling point right now. Look. Where is that? This right here. What he say? What he say right here? He say. What he say? He said that we should do what? We should learn a second language. He said Moors should learn Spanish as a second language, right? Now, keep in mind, these ain't my words. Share this beam out. These ain't my words, though. This Prophet Noble Drew Ali words. He wrote these words in the 1920s, though. Time travel. That's when he wrote these words. So look at this. If we're looking at the word negro in the words in Spanish, what is that? What is the word negro in Spanish? This is the crazy flip right now. Because they'll be like, well, I don't use the N-word. I don't use the N-word. I just say black. A genius. Have you ever looked up the word black? What it mean in Spanish? The word black in Spanish is negro. So you ain't saying nothing different. But see, whole time the condition is so crazy. If a European walked up to you tomorrow and called you a negro, and you say, well, I don't use the N-word. I call my people black and African American. Okay, look, break it down. Negro is black. So when you got these fake pseudo educators out here talking about we need to ban the N-word, the N-word means black. So you ain't saying nothing better when you call yourself a black man or a black woman. You still calling yourself a Negro man or a Negro woman. And that's the curse. Look, you would say like, man, it ain't no curse to call yourself that. Raja, peace, more. It ain't no curse to call yourself that. Hey, let me ask y'all this. Common sense question, right? Just to see what y'all thinking like out there. Peace and love to all y'all out there that's critical thinkers. If it wasn't no curse to identify as black, let me ask you this. Why is it seem like for generations, only the people who identify as so-called black get the worst kind of treatment? The most bogus kind of treatment, it seems like it's just directly targeted to so-called people who identify as the crayon color, black. Let me know if I'm tweaking or not. Because it seemed like for generations, the people that suffer the most, get mistreated the most, no justice the most, it seemed like it's the people who identify as black. The crayon color black. And you know what's more crazy than that? Hey, you know how they be like, Debo got mind control, right? Miss y'all too, more. It seemed like they be like, Debo got mind control. You got mind control over Debo. Ain't it crazy how somebody can be in their mind so conditioned? They call themselves a crayon color black that they skin don't match. Yeah. What? Just think about that. For real, for real. How you so conditioned that you call yourself a color that your entire body don't match? But in your mind, you think it's like a good thing. How? How, Sway? How? And the whole time then, you call pale-skinned Europeans like this guy right here, Charles Manson, you call this guy a white man. Now, how do that make sense? Can you make that make sense? Can you just make that make sense? For real. Can you make that make sense? I'm talking about crazy work. Yeah. Yeah. Look. You say, I'm Moorish American. How can I be documented as such? What you just said right there on the public platform, you're documenting it because you're putting that energy, frequency, and vibration in the Akashic records. Now, I don't know your situation, but you saying that you a Moorish American, you already putting it out there. So documentations, first documentation, start right here. This is the first documentation right in your mind. Because they have used the U.S. corporation and the entire world. They have used this right here on us. Pick up this book right here. Status correction first starts in your mind. Pick up this book, Disinformation and You. Identify propaganda and manipulation. We want answers to these problems, but you got to go in there. This is what they've conditioned our people with. The school system, desensitization, and the power of repetition. These are the tactics that these people who don't want us to wake up to our Moorish nationality, this is what they use over and over and over and over. Now, this is Aldous Huxley. He did an interview in 1958 talking about the same thing. It's dark psychology. So just think of this right here. It's programming. Peace. It's programming. So what do they got to use to use the program? Look, some of these techniques involved are conditioning, desensitizing, and repetition. The programming that drives our actions, thoughts, and behaviors comes from the subconscious. So by conditioning the subconscious via words, images, and events, it would be easy to bypass the analytical, rational mind and fool someone into thinking they still have control of their mental processes. Damn. So just think about that. These people are using a higher level of psychology, but they're using the psychology to manipulate the masses. This is why it ain't gonna work with them. It has worked, but that time is dead now. It's over with because you and me, we up now. We starting to get more information by the day. So now we in tune with what's going on outside, what's going on with ourselves. We starting to get in tune with ourselves. We starting to tap back into self now. To self. Stop going outside yourself for a savior. Ain't nobody coming to save you and me. Ain't nobody coming to save you or me. It's going to take us collectively. For real. Collectively to mentally tap in to ourselves. To tap into the higher self. Because they got us out here with, look at the music. Look at the food. Fam, I'm talking about low frequency vibration and energy food. GMO everything. Fuck it. We gonna GMO everything. We gonna GMO the music. We gonna GMO the music, fam. One last time, what you got playing right now in your playlist? You got something from today's time in your playlist, or you got something from like the 90s to early 2000s. You feel me? You got something in there like that. And if you do got something new up in there, it gotta be something. They got lyrics, the B code. It gotta be something in there that's different because everybody sound the same. Look, everybody sound the same right now. Sonically, everybody sounds the same. Because these record execs, they want to keep our energy low. Let me show y'all this. Remember I said about conditioning people, right? Look. Check it out. You talking about conditioning people, right? I put this on my page the other day. It's this guy named, he talking, right? Hyper European. He on there talking. Check it out. Look at this.
Killing animals. Will you put them on your station? They said, no. I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about assaulting women and abusing kids. Would you put them on your station? They said, no. I said, I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about murdering blacks. Would you put them on your stations? They said, well, that depends. Depends on what? Who it's done by. I asked these advertisers, I say, I've got hundreds of songs a day that celebrate killing animals. Will you put them on your station? They said, no. I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about assaulting women and abusing kids. Would you put them on your station? They said, no. I said, I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about murdering blacks. Would you put them on your stations? They said, well, that depends.
He said, well, that depends.
Who it's done by and who it's branded for.
What?
Because if we can get black folks to sing about it, we can brand it for our youngest black audiences. I think there's money to be made. I think there's American appetites to see these people that way.
He said, I think it's money to be made. And this is how these record execs look at our people. They look at our people like, if y'all just gonna kill each other, all we want to do is set it up so the record execs could profit. That's all these people own. They set up these music companies and then use technology on our people to be like, all right, we finna give you that bag. All we want you to talk about is degeneracy, slut rap, murder, violence, robbing people. That's all they want. And they looking at it like, all right, they're going to exploit us. But who's really being exploited? Or our own people, self-exploitation. It's really self-exploitation because ain't nobody making our people do this. You feel me? We just like the lack, since we got a lack of identity, that causes a lack of self-worth. That causes a lack of self-value because we looking at it like words are powerful, but they not as powerful as they really are. Words are connections to sounds. Sounds are connections to energy, frequency, and vibration, which is connected to the universe, which is connected to the ethers. So every word, every sound that come out your mouth affects the universe. But, people, they want that bag. They do whatever for that bag. Let's see.
You put them on your stations, they said, well, that depends. Depends on what? Who it's done by and who it's branded for. Because if we can get black folks to sing about it, we can brand it for our youngest black audiences. I think there's money to be made. I think there's American appetites to see these people that way. I said, how can you say that? They said, well, look, it's what these artists know. It's what they, black people, create. It's, matter of fact, our surveys say it's what they want to hear, which speaks of a sickness. How do we live in a society where somebody says, you know what, I'm inspired to write a song that celebrates murdering another person. And then a person says, I'd like to put that on my station. Another person said, I'd like to pay for it. And then there's people out here in the audience that go, I'd love to hear it, as long as it's black guys. Because even white people buy rap music, buy this type of stuff, because we know that when we want to hear about killing each other, we know who to turn to. I asked these advertisers, I've got 100.
We know when we want to hear people talk about killing each other, we know who to turn to. Damn. You can't get mad at the hybrid European because the hybrid European right here, like Noble Drew the Prophet said, he was going to make the European tell the truth. I mean, that's what he said. He said that prophecy in the 1920s. I ain't lying to you. It's what he said. I'm going to show you what he said. I mean, that's what he said, though. He said, what now? What'd he say? Where you at? He say, what? He say, watch the newspapers. Listen to the radio. I'm going to make the European tell the truth. So you can't get mad at the hybrid. Because he out here telling our people, he out here telling the world that the rap industry, so-called hip-hop industry, all they doing is exploiting our people. Putting coin in their pocket. That's all they doing. Hold up. This all they doing. So look. Back to this right here. Because this is that spell that we breaking. You ain't gonna see nobody out here this color right here. You ain't gonna see nobody out here like that. So what you gotta do? What you could do is you can crack this book open right here. Let's crack this open. Let's crack this open right here. What's this right here? Circle 7? Let's crack this open. Divinely prepared by the prophet Noble Drew Ali, right? What you could do is get this book and crack it open. You know what I'm saying? And what it say? It say what? Hold up. What it say? It say, according to all true and divine records of the human race, there is no Negro, black or colored race attached to the human family. What? Yo. You see, once you start getting the knowledge, the information, that's why it's each one teach one. Because if you got children, you gonna want your babies to be out here knowing, especially if they go to public school or they go to private school. Because don't think they ain't getting brainwashed in private school. They get brainwashed there too. If they ain't getting homeschooled by you, you don't know what they getting outside. For real. So it's important for our babies to get this information while they babies. So they could be strong, they could be solidified, and they got a solid foundation in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So according to all true and divine records of the human race, there's no Negro. There's no black person. There's no color race attached to the human family. Because all of the inhabitants of Africa were and are of the human race. Descendants of the ancient Canaanite nation from the Holy Land of Canaan. Just in case you wanted a picture. From the book, One World, One America, Tartarians and Moors. Just in case, this book right here, Circle 7, turn to page 58. Turn to page 58. There you go. Teach them at home. Correct everybody. Trying to tell you that your children is crayons and it don't matter. Everybody's saying it, so you might as well let them say it. No, sir. You're not denationalizing yourself at all. So, One World, One America, keep in mind, they used to bury these maps. But see, now so much pressure, it's so lit on the planet, everybody's seeking out information. So now, you see this one of the old maps. All this land used to be connected. So what they call Gondwana land, Pangea, what they call those places, this is what they meant. You used to be able to walk from Florida to Brazil. You could walk there. You could walk from Virginia to Nigeria or Nigeria. You feel me? You used to be able to walk from Peru to Honduras right there. And they'll be like, nah, Mexico isn't a part of North America. What? Oh, you slow. Oh, you wanted that brainwash spell, huh? Look, Mexico is connected to North America. What are you talking about? Mexico is connected to North America. And so is so-called Canada. What are you talking about? All these lands used to be connected. But just because they disconnected don't mean don't mean they still ain't the same places. Hold up. Just because they broke apart because the giant earthquakes happened, that don't mean that they not the same places now. All this is North America. I don't know if y'all seen Trump the other day. Niggas be thinking Trump be tweaking. Trump said the other day, Canada was the 51st state. Come on, man. Come on, man. Trump low-key be telling people what it is, but he like, nah. You know, people, they be thinking Trump be tweaking. He do be tweaking, but he be tweaking in a way where it's like, damn, this nigga just said something off the wall. Whole time, he really be saying stuff that's real. But he know people ain't really ready yet. He know people still stuck on black and white, and they still stuck on, well, we're not getting our rights because of our skin tone. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's not that. Listen to this. I saw this meme today, right? Look, I had seen this meme today. Look, and it was like this. Let me ask y'all this. I'm gonna pull y'all into my world. Why is it that so-called black people, why is it that they put pride in advertising this is a black-owned business? Meanwhile, you don't see Mexicans saying that this is a Mexican-owned business. Chinese people, Asians, Koreans, have you ever seen them with a sign on their window or their door that be like, this is a proud Asian business? I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen no Asians talk about, no Mexicans talking about, or no Guatemalans or no Dominicans or Puerto Ricans. I ain't never seen no sign on the door that said, this is a proud Puerto Rican business. I ain't never seen it. I see, you know what I have seen? I see a Dominican flag up there. I see a Cuban flag up there. I see a flag like that up there, Barbados. Or I see a Jamaican flag up there representing the Moorish kingdoms. But I don't see no signs that says this is a proud Jamaican business. Nah, I don't see that. Only people who keep saying they so-called black, it's like they under the spell. Check it out now. Words are spirits because spirits are breath. Let me say that again. Words are spirits because the word spirit means breath. Spiritual means the art of breathing, like breathing techniques. Like when you do like the Tao, Tai Chi, when you do breathing techniques, that's spirituality. Spirituality has been convoluted with dogma. So people think that their spirituality consists of something else other than breathing techniques. Breathing techniques activate the chakras, the 7 chakras in the body. That's what spirituality is. It's the activation of that. It ain't nothing else. You could go deeper into spirituality by going into the different kinds of breathing. See, that's how you go deeper into spirituality, by going around the world and studying the techniques of different ways to breathe. That's how you go deeper into spirituality. But that's something else though. But getting this in the mind that words are spirits. Ain't it interesting though? You could have somebody like, they'll be so holy moly, right? And they'll be so on some, I'm manifesting my dreams and I'm manifesting a job, right? With these affirmations. Have you ever thought, or have they ever thought, just like you got positive affirmations, you also can have negative affirmations. Case in point. When you say stuff like this right here, when you say this right here, look, where is it at? when you say stuff like this right here, where's that book at? Like this right here, right? Where'd it go? There it is. There it is. So when you say stuff like this right here, well, no matter how many years or generations you think it doesn't matter, reality always is going to be reality. Whether you tap in or check out, it's going to be reality. So the word Negro is really a four-legged animal. Yeah. Let me say that again. The word Negro, not only does it mean black, but it also means a four-legged animal. You know who the Negroes really are? Because they ain't gonna tell you. These so-called black educators, these so-called black leaders, they not gonna tell you this. But you need to know. Because maybe when you know, you will move different. The word Negro means a four-legged animal. You need a picture. Hold up. You need a picture. Don't go nowhere. Stay there. Hold up. Because once you see this, you're not going to be able to unsee it. Hold up. We on the fly right now. Hold up. Hold up. Yo. Once you see this, you're not going to be able to unsee it. Hold up. Maybe that's it. Instead of you saying, like, yeah, this is who I am. I'm a black man. I'm a black woman. Maybe you need to see this right here. Hold up. Maybe you need to see what a Negro really is. Brace yourself. Brace yourself. You need to see what a Negro is. Hold up. You need to see what a Negro is. PeekaBoo. 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 You need to see what a real Negro is. That's a real Negro right there. Now you see it. Islam. Now you see what a real Negro look like. Huh? Nah. Don't turn away. I want you to see what a Negro is. This is a Negro. Hold up. Nah, PeekaBoo. I see you. Yeah. I don't want you just to take my word for it. If you want to, I want you to get this book right here. You get this book right here, right? Called Isonomy, the Great Masonic Secret, Master Keys. That word Negro is more evil than y'all think it is. Or you've been told it is. Negro doesn't just mean black. Negro means this. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it now. And who do you know? Do you know that these hybrid Europeans, hold up. Do you know that hybrid Europeans, they have the RH positive gene in them? The RH positive gene is the Regis monkey. Who do you think they do all the experiments on? Monkeys, right? And mice, right? Now, you get this book. Hey, that shit go crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That nigga Kendrick went crazy on PeekaBoo though. Hold on, we gonna have to run that up. We gonna have to run that up though. Hold up. We gonna have to run that up. I'm feeling that right now. I'm feeling that. So just on some, so you see yourself. I don't want you to believe nothing that I'm talking about. I I want you to see it. All right? I want you to see it yourself. Hold up. I want you to see it yourself, fam. Because you're going to be like, man, this shit crazy. Okay. Okay. Now, you got this book, right? Or you ordered this book, right? Turn to page 91. Keep in mind, we're talking about the word negro and how the word negro means black chimpanzee. But the whole time, the word black, it means pale. Shit. See, you gotta walk with me right now. We going. Walk with me right now. I know this might be a lot if this is like your first time hearing this kind of information. I appreciate you tuning in, but you gotta keep an open mind, fam. Keep an open mind. Nah, page 91. Let's read. It says, realizing this, Yaqub took the best of what was being destroyed. 12 Moabite female genius scientists, one of each zodiac sign, and mated them with a being Yaqub saw as the quote-unquote missing link. This link was the chimpanzee monkey, Negro Llavero Areba. Oh. And this is what you have right here. This is what you have right here. You have the pale skin, RH positive monkey gene. Bing fucking bong. Hey man, listen, man. This is what it is, and I don't want you to believe me. No. This ain't that. We gonna crack open the book. We gonna crack open the American Dictionary of the English language. We gonna time travel back right now to 1828. We going back to Noah Webster, fam. I don't want you to believe nothing I'm talking about. We showing and proving over here. Huh? PeekaBoo. PeekaBoo. Now, we go to the word black. This is why you don't ever call yourself black. Because the word black means this. No matter what you've been told, has anybody who ever told you you black ever showed you an 1828 dictionary of the word black? If they ain't never showed you, why are you trusting what they talking about? This is why I'm showing you. I don't want you to just take my word on it. I'm going to show you. Real time. Black. Pale. Wan, livid. To become pale. What are you talking about? Hold up, man. Listen, man. Listen. What that little shorty say? Lucy? No, Linda. He say, what? Linda. You're not listening to me, Linda. He said, what? Pale. Who's the pale people? Are you a pale person? No, sir. Are we the pale people, or are we the original copper complexion, Moorish people, indigenous people of the planet? So put it together now. Who are the pale people? That means they the black people. Black people are really the hybrid European people. Hey man, it ain't me. It ain't me though. You see? It ain't me though. This is why you don't never call yourself a Negro. Ooh. Now you seeing it? Are you seeing it now? We not done though. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, no. If you thought that was something, hold up. I appreciate y'all tuning in. But if you thought that was something, though, hold up. If you thought that was something, the Negroes are originally the pale-skinned people who are hybrid Europeans. Always keep in mind, these Albions are exactly that. They're not indigenous to any land on the planet. That's why they was called pilgrims. When we saw them, they was doing what? They was wandering the land. We was already establishing. We was mound builders, pyramid builders, city builders. We already had the things established from the Moorish Empire to the Tartarian Empire. We already was here. We already setting up shop. I'm talking about worldwide. Right now. We weren't out here living in teepees. This is why it's disrespectful to call yourself an Indian, because the word Indian was substituted for Moor in 1621. That's why you don't never call yourself an Indian. That's disrespectful. That's cutting your history, chopping it up. Why would you want to chop your own divine history up? Why would you want to do that? Why? You don't have to do that. You ain't got to do that. They tried to erase us. But you can't erase the Moors, because everything started with the Moors. That's why all architecture, pyramids, this is why they can never replicate a pyramid. They can't replicate none of this ancient architecture. This is why you got hybrid Europeans making books like this. This is a hybrid European that wrote this book. Throw this in your life. The Moor, the Mason, and the Alien. It's a 3-part series to this book. Ether. So the whole world knows. It's just the people over here in the Americas. We the ones over here like trying to still figure out why such and such is still happening and how come so-called African Americans don't get justice, yada, yada, yada. The people over here, so-called African Americans, still trying to figure it out. This is why I opened up with that. This is why I opened up with that so-called Dominican. You see, the ones who get taught their real, like, ancestral history, they not finna be like accepting you to call them black. Case in point, let me show you this. Let me show you this. Look. It ain't just so-called, because people will be like, it's just the Dominicans. They the ones that say they not black. It's not just Dominicans. Because look, everybody knows. Let me show you.
Do you identify as black or Ethiopian?
Definitely Ethiopian.
You Ethiopian first, and then, like, you don't consider yourself black at all?
No, never. I've never considered myself as a black. Because I don't know. I mean, I was born and raised back home, so I don't really know this concerns of the world, being black, white.
Right.
You see, he's from so-called Ethiopia, which is really Abyssinia. It's not even, see, they been lied to over there. Everybody's been lied to. They over there thinking that they're Ethiopian. And in reality, they really Abyssinian. But the meaning is, he don't call himself Jay-Z. He don't.
Do you identify as?
He don't call himself black. See, the ones that get taught they real history as far as, look, you got a flag, all right? You speak a language. You have a national dish that we eat at dinner time or at festivals and celebrations. You feel me? So they hold on to that part tight. They not gonna let it get, you know what I'm saying, switched up and messed around and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Look, so it'd be like this.
Black or Ethiopian?
Definitely Ethiopian.
You Ethiopian first, and then, like, you don't consider yourself black at all?
No, never. I've never considered myself as a black. Because I don't know. I mean, I was born and raised back home, so I don't really know this concerns of the world, being black, white.
Right. Do you identify as black or
See?
Ethiopian?
Definitely Ethiopian.
You Ethiopian first, and then, like, you don't consider yourself black at all?
No, never. I've never considered myself as
See, he said he's never considered himself a color. And what happens over here, what our people over here, all they get taught, all they get conditioned with is this: brainwashing tactics. Conditioning can be achieved with repetition, exposure, deprivation, and stimulus to train a response from someone based on a specific set of actions. So if all day long you hearing you a crayon color, black, 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 they white, they white. If all you doing is hearing that kind of narrative, of course you're going to be susceptible to be brainwashed. Unless you got a core mind, a foundation, principles, you locked in. If you ain't locked in to this right here, and you out here thinking like, man, I could just be free willy-nilly. I could just do whatever. If you ain't got this is the real foundation. They out here talking about whatever the name of them people is. Foundation or whatever, that ain't no foundation. That's an organization. This is the foundation. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I self, law, and master. This is the foundation. If you out here stepping out here talking about some you black and you a color, then how come it don't even seem like it just is? We got to get out of the hypotheticals. What it is people who keep identifying as colors, they never get justice. And it'd be wild to me thinking like none of these so-called black educators, they ever guide our people to go to a law book and be like, we ain't getting justice. Let's go to a law book with a justice at so I can look these definitions up. Do they do that? No, sir. That's how you know they all a fraud. That's why the chickens coming home to roost right now. Chickens coming home to roost, man. All these people out here pushing this crayon color. You could be whatever you want to be. Yeah, all right. If you could be whatever you want to be, then how come Article 6 of the Universal Declaration of Rights of Indigenous Peoples? You need to see that. You need to see that. Universal Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People, Article 6. It says that every indigenous individual has the right to a nationality. Why they ain't talking about that? Ain't you indigenous? Oh, it sounds like they got a motive, huh? It sounds like they got a motive. Oh. Can you explain? Can you do a little explaining? How every indigenous individual has the right to a nationality? Well, how come that information didn't get spread to so-called black people? Sound like they got a motive. Sound like somebody got a motive. Somebody got some explaining to do. That's what it sound like. Hold up. Because you need to see it. You need to see that. Yeah, you need to see that. Yeah, buddy. You need to see that. You need to see that. You need to see that. United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. And you say you was indigenous? You said you was indigenous, right? We say that we indigenous because we are indigenous. We indigenous to the planet. We indigenous to the planet. So since we indigenous to the planet, that means the entire planet is our home. Is our home. It's our home. We're from over everywhere. So when you say, where the Moors from? The Moors is from everywhere. Right, what are you talking about? That's where the Moors is from. Wherever we lay, wherever we roam, that's our home. Wherever we roam is our home as a Moor. Now, if you playing around and you out here talking about you a crayon color that your skin don't match, you got some problems. You're going to have a whole lot of problems because you ain't got no national embassy you can go to. You ain't got nowhere to run. You have no salvation. So when you talk about this book, The Exhuming of a Nation, get this one in your life. Fire. Get this one. So when you talk about, well, since we're all indigenous as Moors, Article 6, every indigenous individual has the right to a nationality. I ain't got time to waste time and make nothing up for y'all. It's already written down. All we got to do is start looking up stuff. Stop going to the strip club. Stop buying weave that costs whatever it costs. However the hell much y'all paying for that weave. Stop buying that. Invest in some books or something. Invest in some businesses. You start up Moorish businesses just like the Asians do. Just like the Puerto Ricans do. Just like the Hyper-Europeans do. Just like the Pakistanis do. Just like the Saudi Arabians do. Just like the Palestinians do. They not doing nothing different. They actually using our blueprint in our own homeland while we wasting our money on weave, fashion, cars, things that depreciate. They don't appreciate after you buy them. They depreciate. So you buy that car off the lot, guess what? It just depreciated as soon as you hit the gas and put it in drive. It's not appreciating. It's not gaining no wealth with it. That's why we need to start opening up more Moorish businesses. Economics is going to generate finances. Finances is going to generate freedom as far as financial freedom, financial literacy. How you going to have literacy if you don't want to invest in no books or you don't want to invest in being around people that's actually on that energy, frequency, and vibration? You ain't investing in yourself. You want somebody else to do it, like a politician. You want somebody like a black leader to tell you, hey, real shit. How can somebody tell you? That's like, right. That's like, how can somebody tell you? How can somebody tell you where to go? Like they telling you they're acting like they're gonna give you light, but they calling themselves black. Next time you see one of these so-called educators, just ask them that. How you identifying as black, but you gonna share the light or share some enlightenment with us or me? How you gonna share enlightenment when you identify as black, which means the absence of light? How you gonna enlighten me and you calling yourself the absence of light? Huh? How you gonna give me light and you calling yourself the absence of light? Goof ass. How you gonna do that, Sway? How's that gonna work? How's that gonna work? How's that gonna work? I don't hear him out there. I see him, but I don't hear him. Shout out to the Carolinas. I see him, but I don't hear him. I see him, but they don't make no sense though. You know what I'm saying? Only thing that makes sense right now is this right here. This the only thing making sense right now. Like when it come down to the come down, when you want answers, the law makes sense. This right here deal with law, mathematics, science. That's what this dealing with. That's what this is dealing with. It's dealing with nature. It's dealing with universal law, history. That's what this dealing with. All that crayon color stuff, which you dealing with emotions, how you feel. what your family them done told you, it's not dealing with common sense. You dealing with belief systems. Do you want to believe or do you want to know what's up? Would you get in the car with an Uber driver who you thought knew how to drive? Or would you get in the car with somebody that you know how to navigate? Put it together. You said, somebody wrote up here, so why y'all not speaking Arabic? Arabic is a sister language to Aramaic. You should pick up this book more by Prince Uriel Bey. This book right here, The Consecrated Talisman. Check it out. Pick up this book right here. Pick up this book right here, more. Consecrated Talisman. Ether. And they talk about it here. Like all the Moorish languages, like it just run them up real fast. It's just like, it just show you like all these languages is Moorish languages. Like when we talk about, when they be like, well, what language did the Moors speak? These are the parents of the many Semitic dialects, namely Ugaric, Chaldean, Syriac, Akkadian, Phoenician, Moabite, Uranic, Hebrew. See, Hebrew is a language, it's not a people. Aramaic, Ashuric, Arabic, Sumerian, Ge'ez, Amharic, even Farsi, Persian, fam, and many, many, many more languages. We the ones that did it more. Hieroglyphics. Who you think cooked up the hieroglyphics? Man, we cooked up all this stuff on this planet. That's how long we been here. Some longer than others. You know what I'm saying? Don't let these pale-skinned so-called Jews finesse you out your position and tell you, I'm Jewish. Jewish is not a nationality. Jewish is not a bloodline. Don't let them trick you out your position and get you emotional and be like, I'm gonna start arguing with you. Nah. Jewish is not a bloodline. It's not a nationality. Don't let them finesse you. Don't let them finesse you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them finesse you. Consecrated Talisman. Prince Uriel Bey. This be selling out a lot though. I tried to look for it the other day. They ain't even have it in print available. So I'm like, damn. But it be out there though. Yeah, it be out there though. You know what I'm saying? It be out there. Hold up. You know what? What y'all know about that west side? What y'all know about that west side? Don't be, Islam. Don't be thinking that they not in tune with the Moorish science either. You know what I'm saying? Don't be thinking that a lot of these entertainers, a lot of these athletes, a lot of these people that you see on TV, like, man, that's a celebrity or something like that. Don't be thinking that they don't know about more science. A lot of them, they be known. They just don't say nothing to the public like that because of contracts. You know what I'm saying? And they realize they'll get a lot of kickback saying some information to people because, you know, the conditioning, the decent, what is that? The disinformation. They know. A lot of these so-called celebrities, they know more science. Like if you talk to them in private, they know what time it is. They know about the Tartarian Empire. They know about the Moorish Empire. They know about Noble Drew Ali, but they not really gonna say nothing in the public though. You feel me? Because they know a lot of backlash could come because a lot of people still thinking they're crayon color black. You feel me? Islam. They know. They know what time it is. So, I hope y'all got something from this beam out. You said they suspended somebody for speaking on it? Yeah. They know what time it is. Some of them be knowing so much, they might tweet, they could tweet something, but they got contracts that it'll be a conflict. You feel me? It'll be a conflict with their contract. You know what I'm saying? But don't think they ain't studying, bro. They studying Islam. Then you look at this right here. In conclusion, there's no such thing as a black man or woman. They are brown-skinned, copper complexion. Remember who these people are. The pale skins, they're not white people. Remember, the word black means pale. The word black in Spanish is negro. So the so-called N-word ain't no better than saying you a black person, because they both mean the same thing. So the negro and the black person are these people right here. And they not white. They're not white. They're Negroes, negro ya vera arebo, or they're black people. Never call them white. White is a status. You know what I'm saying? White is a status. It's not a people. You say, what book is this? This is One World, One America Part 2. Fire, G. Fire. I'm talking about, you talking about Tartarians, Antiquitech, and Lemurian giants and all that. You want to get into them with that? Crazy. Hey, you know, before I slide, let me just show y'all this stuff. Before I slide, y'all ever seen this book right here? 100 Amazing Facts About the So-Called Negro. All right, look at this real quick before I slide. Look. Just to put a drill through it, right? Just to drill a hole all the way through it, right? What it say? So you know, when these sellout black educators, when they be like, black is an ancient black God word, right? Check it out. It say what? It say, where you at? The most ancient names for so-called black people are Nehesu or Nubian, Ethiopian, and Moor from ancient Egypt. Huh? It says all the above are native African words. So these are all these people out here talking about, I'm going back to Ghana. I'm pro-African. Well, how come they don't call you Moor? Moor is an ancient word. Do you ever hear these so-called black educators call you Moor? I mean, that's an ancient word. How come that word just seems to disappear out their vocabulary? But let me show you this though. For a slide, it say black and colored like white are, on the other hand, European words. What? These niggas, they playing with you. They playing with you. They playing with you. When they call you, when they be like, I didn't know. They playing with you. They playing in your face. Black, colored, and white are, on the other hand, European words. But don't they say they scholars and they so educated? Well, how come they don't know that? And this book right here costs like $7. How much it costs? It's like a $7 holler. On God, they love to say they don't know. I didn't know. Cap. You ain't know? PeekaBoo. They acting like they ain't know. So look, Ethiopian and Moor were popularly used to describe so-called blacks until what? Until the 1500s. So they were saying Moor all the way to the 1500s. They ain't gonna tell you that in school. That's why we got to each one teach one. Shakespeare uses negro once, only once, and uses it synonymously with Moor. But did y'all know that Denzel played a Moor? Did y'all know that? Denzel Washington played a Moor. Martin Lawrence played a Moor in The Black Knight. Jamie Foxx played a Moor in Robin Hood. Did y'all see that? Y'all see what's going on? Listen, man. Yo. Don't let them play in your face no more, G. Don't let them play in your face no more at all. It's over with for that. Yeah. They thought they really was gonna keep playing in our faces, didn't they? They thought they was gonna keep playing. It's over with now. So I hope y'all got something from this beam. Peace and love to critical thinkers out there. All y'all Moors, Asiatics that's out there. Keep studying. Keep teaching your babies. Don't forget Morgan Freeman. He played a Moor. You think Hollywood don't know? You think they don't know? They also know this stuff. They know that they the Negro Yaveta Areba descendants, aka the Regis Monkey genes carriers. Think they don't know? PeekaBoo. 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 Ah, PeekaBoo. PeekaBoo. Yo, I'm finna move around though, man. Straight up. It's always love building with y'all, man. Always love building with y'all. Study, study, study. Identity, nationality, birthrights. That should be at the forefront right now. Every conversation. Nature, respect nature. Respect nature. Respect fathers. Respect mothers. Respect yourself. To call yourself what your nationality is. You more. Why you want to be something less? Alright? Much love, Moors. I self-law and master. Love, true peace, freedom, and justice. Islam. Yeah. We not black. Yeah. Let that word go.